possible my husband liked Great Wolf Lodge more than Disney World? We're going to recap our March spring break trip on the first all-family episode of the Kids Travel Tales podcast. We have our first sister question of the week. Mia, on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being I hated Great Wolf Lodge and 10 being I loved it more than Disney World, how do you rate Great Wolf Lodge?
9.
9. What about you, Paloma?
5.
5. Why do you only give Great Wolf Lodge medium?
Because it was not that fun at Disney World, but I did like the water park.
You did like the water park?
So the water park was like 1,000.
You rate the water park 1,000?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the water park?
The wave pool.
The wave pool. How many times did you go in the wave pool that trip?
Don't know.
3 times in one day? Mia, what was your favorite part of Great Wolf Lodge?
The Magic Quest.
Magic Quest. What did you like so much about playing Magic Quest?
Because I like to do the wand thingy.
You like to do the wand thingy?
Well, my favorite part about the Magic Quest is fighting the dragon.
Fighting the dragon. That was a good one, too. All right, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Hi, honey.
No.
It's my first time interviewing my husband for the podcast. This should be fun. So I remember when we got back from Great Wolf Lodge, you said that was good times. You did not say that after Disney World. Is it possible you liked Great Wolf Lodge more than Disney World?
I wouldn't say that necessarily. When we went to Disney World, we had a 4-month-old with us, so I think it was a little different experience traveling there with a child versus going to Great Wolf Lodge with a 7 and a 5-year-old. So, but no, I think, it was definitely a good kind of contained, lively experience with lots of good activities. And, I slightly injured myself in the water park. So that was probably the only downside. But, the girls seemed to have like a really great time. So, that's kind of the most important part. Watching them have fun makes it worthwhile.
Do you want to tell everyone, how did you injure yourself in the Great Wolf Lodge water park so other parents don't make the same mistake?
So I was going down one of the toddler water slides with Paloma, her in my lap, because just didn't want her to get into the water and have issues, but didn't realize 1.5 feet of water at the bottom of the slide would probably create an issue for my knees. So I sprained them a little bit, but I was able to walk around and stuff. But it was a bit of a downer. Probably should have realized that before I went down the slide. But the water park itself had a lot of different things. The wave pool, as the girls mentioned, was a big favorite.
Yeah.
Little lazy river ride was a lot of fun. There were some bigger water slides. I don't think we were quite ready for those, but maybe in the next trip there, that's something we could do. But, even despite, messing my knees up, it was still a good time.
I was really surprised that Mia, at the age she's at, was not more interested in the water slides because she loved them on the Disney cruise. She loved them at our pool at home. And they were comparable, and she just didn't have a lot of interest in them. I think when it comes to indoor water parks, she didn't like the sensation of getting out of the water, feeling cold, needing to wait in line for the water slide, and then get back in, which was totally fair. I did hear another mom comment that the air outside the water park was cold, even inside the contained area. I think if I did it again, I would definitely bring towel jackets or something to help her walk around the water park in between the attractions so she wasn't feeling as cold.
Yeah, no, it was definitely on the chillier side. Maybe part of that was it was like early March and it was cold outside. But
Yeah, it was literally snowing the day we went.
Yeah. So I don't know how well it's actually heated, or maybe they just rely on the water and the body heat from everyone to keep it warm.
Well, they also had that lobby very cold. Like I saw some kids shivering as they were walking through the Great Wolf Lodge lobby. So definitely bringing a towel coat, bringing water shoes, changing them in the locker room, or even just taking the towels from the pool area back up to your room and dropping them off later so your kid isn't having negative feelings towards not wanting to go back in the water because they felt so cold after.
Yeah, that was probably the main reason why Mia stayed away afterwards. She was just cold. And even in the summertime, she's like that. I
Yeah.
would definitely recommend keeping the towels until you can drop them off at the very end of the day and just any other thing to stay warm.
Yeah, Paloma obviously didn't have that problem. She went in the water 3 times that trip and had a great time. So Mia only went in the water park once. Do you feel like we still got enough value out of the trip even though our older daughter wasn't using the water park as much?
Yeah, I mean, she basically spent 80% of the time doing the quest, which was a multi-hour thing. And, you kind of,
4 hours.
yeah, you kind of went around the entire complex to do the different levels. So I think doing that, she enjoyed some of the other activities, the ropes course that they had, that little putt putt thing. I think a couple of things we didn't even try, like the bowling, are probably things that Mia would have liked. If we went back, we would do the water park again, and maybe it wouldn't be quite as cold, or we would be better prepared for that. So I certainly think we got value out of it.
My highlight of the Great Wolf Lodge trip was seeing Mia do a ropes course for the first time. I was such a proud mama watching her conquer her fear and doing that ropes course. What was your reaction?
No, it was great watching her be all proud of, having completed it. And, it's very safe. So there's not any issue with that. But she felt very accomplished having finished it. So that was very fun to watch.
That was such a great opportunity to get to see her do that for the first time. And it was included in her Wolf Pass. So the Wolf Pass, let's round it up to $80. We got included the ropes course, mini golf, bowling, 3 arcade games, giant cup of candy, an ice cream cone, and 1 game of Magic Quest using the basic wand. Do you feel like we got a good value for that $80?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the activities kind of kept them occupied the entire time.
Right.
And we had them moving around the hotel. It wasn't just some sort of screen thing where they were fixed to that. So, no, I certainly think it was. And got a chance to try the different activities. It's a good, I guess, introductory way of becoming familiar with the different offerings that they have.
Yeah. And Paloma for her pup pass got oh, I forgot she got the moonshine maze too with her wolf. And that mirror hall was the coolest thing I've ever seen. I legit lost her in that mirror hall a couple times. And Paloma got an abbreviated version of that for $50, but she also got her free Build-A-Bear, which we saw in the intro. She's been carrying around Pinky the Bear for a few days now, which was really cute. So for $210 at Great Wolf Lodge, we got 2 days of water park access and a room with bunk beds for the kids for all 4 of us. Do you feel that was a really good deal? Do you feel the Black Friday deal on Great Wolf Lodge was worth it?
Well, for sure. I mean, $210 was normally the cost of just a room. So, normal hotel. Well, I think,
That's less than the cost of a room at like a basic hotel in a lot of places.
yeah, I think it's definitely worth the value there. And it's not too far from major like mid-Atlantic cities, Washington, Baltimore, Philly. So it's definitely easy to get to right off the interstate. And it's definitely a good value.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the food a little bit. People say that Dunkin' Donuts at Great Wolf Lodge is the worst Dunkin' Donuts food they've ever had. What are your thoughts?
It didn't seem it didn't seem out of the ordinary to me.
My chai was yes. I don't know what they're talking about.
The coffee was fine. The donuts were fine. I had a breakfast sandwich that I assume they're like manufactured somewhere offsite and it's warmed up. So I don't think they differ too much from Dunkin' Donuts to Dunkin' Donuts. But no, aside from it, there were times quite busy, as one could imagine. So you'd have to wait. But besides that, there was no issue.
Yeah, I definitely recommend using the mobile order at Dunkin' Donuts at Great Wolf Lodge because those lines in the morning were pretty long, or bring your own coffee. We saw so many people walking the hotel with snack boxes, a tray of cupcakes for birthday celebrations. Definitely the better deal to bring your own food to Great Wolf Lodge where you can. We ate at the main restaurant at Great Wolf Lodge and we got both girls' meals for free. What did you think of the main dining room at Great Wolf Lodge for dinner?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like a Michelin star restaurant or anything, but it was passable. Certainly wouldn't go to Great Wolf Lodge to just for the food, but
Yeah, no, that surprised me that there weren't more Uber Eats options, Grubhub options for Great Wolf Lodge Perryville, and it actually was cheaper for us just to go to the main restaurant there. But I've had worse food on vacations, and both girls' meals weren't free. So I think it was a very good deal. The service was fast, and the wait staff was incredibly nice and competent. So I worked out well for us.
Yeah, the service was definitely, very high quality kind of throughout the visit.
Yes.
That was the case in the restaurant as well.
The staff at Great Wolf Lodge Perryville, that was the best customer service at a kids attraction I've seen outside of Disney World. They were so engaged with the kids, so friendly, so calm. I can't say enough about the staff and the cleanliness of the facilities at Great Wolf Lodge Perryville. What do you think about the cleanliness, the facilities overall?
You saw them constantly kind of cleaning, vacuuming, keeping everything tidy.
I never saw
Um,
a crumb on the floor
yeah,
with all those kids running around. It was incredible.
hundreds of kids probably at any given time running around. So no, they're super friendly despite the chaos of like a place full of families with kids. They had programming kind of all day, songs, dancing, stuff like
Oh
that
my
to keep
God, it was
people
so
engaged.
cute.
It was definitely a very well thought out kind of programming that they had, and the staff was bought into it and, very friendly.
Yeah, the staff at Great Wolf Lodge answered every question I had about the MagiQuest game. They were so engaged with Paloma when making that Build-A-Bear. They were playing with the kids during that dance party. Again, best staff I've seen outside of Disney World at Great Wolf Lodge Perryville. It was an amazing experience. Let's talk really quickly about ways to save money. 3 ways to save money at Great Wolf Lodge that I thought of. Bring your own food for breakfast and bring your own snacks. Bring your own coffee so you're not waiting in that massive Dunkin' Donuts line. And bring your own bubble wand because those bubble wand parties are often and they're charging you $30 for those bubble wands. So if you bring your own bubble wand, you're already prepared. Any money saving tips you have for Great Wolf Lodge that come to mind after our first trip?
Yeah, I think definitely bringing your own food for some part of it. Like we didn't try any of the buffet. They had like a breakfast buffet. They do have like snack bars and you can get like pretzels and, all different kind of like treats throughout the day. So I think supplementing that with your own food is probably gonna save some money there. But yeah, I think in general, like there's already a lot of good value there.
Another way to save money at Great Wolf Lodge is definitely setting expectations with your kids about the arcade. Because I was warned that we were going to spend a lot of money in the arcade. I told the girls they were getting those 3 arcade games that came with their Wolf Pass, and I wasn't spending any more money, and we got out of there scot-free. So that was a big relief to me in terms of vacation budgeting. We did
Yeah,
not spend that much money in the arcade.
the arcade has many of the games that are kind of scammy in terms of like you trying to use the claw to pick out toys or whatever.
You're never going to win the claw game.
And the tickets to buy to like trade it in for stuff were like obscenely high. The number of tickets you needed. If the kids want to play some video games, it's whatever, but probably not the focal point of the visit, I would think.
No. Because I know other families who've went and the arcade at Great Wolf Lodge ended up being the focal point of the visit. And by setting expectations, that didn't have to be the experience for us. And we saved a lot of money, which was really great. Of the activities they did at Great Wolf Lodge, the bubble dance party, the yoga in the morning, the story time, the arts and crafts, the Luna, the nighttime wolf story. Which one was your favorite?
Going around with the girls and doing the quest,
Okay.
I think we got a lot of excitement out of that. And it was fun to just kind of wander around with them and do the different stages. Being with them in the water, that's always fun, especially like a wave pool and letting them have fun.
Okay. Would you go back to Great Wolf Lodge?
Yeah, I think, I don't know if I'd make it like a yearly trip. Like I said, it's easy to get to, so that's one positive. But I think it'd be fun with the girls a little bit older, to see what different things they would do, or maybe try a Great Wolf Lodge in a different location, a little further away from us. But
We just talked to another friend last night who liked the Great Wolf Lodge in Williamsburg. We know friends who enjoy the Great Wolf Lodge in Poconos. If we
yeah,
were need to be passing through those areas, I definitely add a night at Great Wolf Lodge onto any of those stays. I think going back to Great Wolf Lodge year over year is a wonderful experience because you can see how the kids grow with the water slides. Maybe they're excited to try new different things. Maybe they weren't ready for the ropes course. Now they are, and you can really make those impactful family memories.
It's probably someplace you only spend 1 or 2 nights, so it's like a weekend trip.
Yeah, it's
So it's
very budget friendly.
yeah. I think these types of places are becoming more popular. I know there's a different water park opening up near us. So I think there'll be a lot of opportunity to try out different places like this in the future as well. So our other trip was going to GalaxyCon in Richmond this weekend. I wasn't able to go as I had to work. So if you want to talk to us a bit about that.
Are you disappointed you didn't get to see the Mandalorian walking around or Cookie Monster or people dressed up with TVs on their heads?
And so some of that dropping you off walking outside the convention. That my film.
I loved GalaxyCon in Richmond. And if you have a GalaxyCon event in your city, 1000% go. It's so entertaining to walk around seeing the people in costumes from Cookie Monster to Spider-Man to full Stormtrooper Star Wars getup. Look, seeing my daughter's starstruck meeting Ladybug and Mira from K-pop Demon Hunters, Mei Hong was so sweet. It was absolutely a wonderful way to spend a day and really have those memories, that bonding experience with your daughters.
The girls came back very excited and seemed like they had an awesome time. So just like kind of like with Great Wolf Lodge, like most of the joy is seeing how they react to things and enjoy it, I derive a lot of happiness from that.
If you are going to a Comic-Con, one thing to keep in mind is you do have to pay for the meet and greet experiences with the actors. Yes, you can just come up, say hello, but an unspoken rule is you should buy an autograph. You should buy a selfie because that's why we're all there. So yes, you can definitely, again, wait in line just to say hello, but I would be prepared to spend money there. You probably need to set expectations with your kids as far as how much you're going to spend in the exhibit hall on souvenirs. And I found the prices pretty reasonable, but if you're just going up to every booth and letting them browse one thing, it does add up very quickly. And another way to save money at a Comic-Con event, definitely bring your own food and snacks because whatever you bring from home is going to be a higher quality than it is at those convention centers.
Yeah. I think, having gone to the similar one in DC,
Yeah.
you can definitely drain your wallet if you're not careful.
Yeah, but I would definitely go back again to a Comic-Con. I think the staff at GalaxyCon ran the event so well. The guests they brought in were fantastic, especially getting Anakin Skywalker, Mei Hong from K-pop Demon Hunters. It was a great event.
All right. Well, I'm glad you guys had a great time.
All right, Chris, how was recording your first podcast with your wife? How'd it go? Would you like to come back again?
Sure. Whenever you want me to talk about something.
Love you, honey. Thank you for doing this.
Bye-bye.
Bye, honey.
Produced by Kids Travel Tales. Kids Travel Tales podcast is independently produced and not affiliated with any company, organization, or product mentioned in this episode.